have for the time being. We're putting the spotlight on now the real estate space, and the company on our radar is Keystone Realtors, and we have Boman Rustom Irani, Chairman and Managing Director of the company, joining in. Boman, always a pleasure to have you in. Thanks so much to talk about. So I just want to quickly lay it out for our viewers just to focus the conversation. Now, three key talking points. Number one, of course, we want to understand the impact of the GST cuts on cement and how that flows into the real estate sector. Of course, we need to understand some concerns, particularly in the super premium luxury segments. There is some chatter about a plateau, perhaps, in demand. So let's see what Boman has to say on that. And then, of course, redevelopment, where Keystone is very, very active. We'll find out what the latest is, especially in Mumbai. So, Boman, there you have it, the questions, or rather the themes laid out for you. Let's first start with GST. That's the good news, right, on cement coming down lower. How does it sort of improve things for you? Will some of it be passed on? I mean, I don't know, it won't have a material impact on the end price of a house, but just what does the cut mean for the industry and for the end buyer?
Well, thank you for having me on your show. And I must say that, this season, which comes along in Q2 and now continues in Q3, with regards to festivities in India, become a prime time for people to buy new stuff, whether it's cars, whether it's homes. And we are seeing this trend work out much stronger this year, given the fact that GST rate cuts almost came in at a time when, to improve the mood, the buying mood of the people. And we've seen the impact, on the 22nd itself, we saw the walk-ins increase. I must say the only thing that's played a dampener in the whole thing, and pun intended, was the rains. Weekends are generally when people are walking in to buy new homes, check out availability, etc. And we've had a washed out weekend last as well as, the earlier one. So save and except that, I am very optimistic about the, Diwali season, which is going to be in October this year. And we've observed that every year when Diwali comes in early, it actually makes for a bumper sale for homes as well. And our teams are gearing up more for the mid-mass and the aspiration category. Also, the premium category has seen a great amount of demand. I must tell you that the GST impact has led to a feel-good factor amongst people. The buying power or the belief that their buying power has improved and prices have been brought down are helping. On the real estate front, GST has been cut down on cement from 28 to 18. I can tell you most of the Mumbai developers, we use RMC concrete, and over there it was always 18%. So really no impact on that. And the other area where the impact will be seen is marble blocks and granite blocks. We'll have to wait for our suppliers because we buy them, in cut to size, etc. And over there's been no change in the GST. So we'll just have to wait as to what is passed on to us. But what I can tell you is that the consumer durables or the air conditioners, the washing machines, all of these price reductions will definitely make the adornment of the homes a lot better and will
Sure.
impact our home buyers. So every home has, I would say, even if you have a 3-bedroom or a 2-bedroom, you'll have about 4 air conditioners, even 2 in a hall and then 1 each.
No, absolutely. And, even on ACs, the reduction is 10%. So it really, really helps when you're doing up a new house or even refurbishing your current house. But the other point, and it's interesting to note, you're sounding as optimistic as ever, and you're saying that even in the premium, at the premium end of the spectrum, there is as much excitement, because I saw some reports and some chatter, and I was speaking to some fund managers on the mutual fund side, and they were saying that they're picking up some hints of some sort of a plateau in excitement or, demand at the super luxury end. But you're saying that is not to be noticed, at least not in Mumbai, is it?
I'll tell you, it's exactly the opposite. And basically, Mumbai homes, if you take an average price, they're between the 17 and 30,000 rupee bracket, right? It's homes in prime locations, Bandra, maybe Juhu, maybe South Mumbai, certain areas of Worli. All of these is where you see prices going from 50,000 all the way up to 100,000 rupees and maybe even higher, which is what we keep seeing in the papers time and again. Actually, there has been a very strong upswing in demand for the luxury and uber luxury, and I'd like to define these as 7 crore to 15 crore and then above kind of homes. as a matter of fact, the demand has improved, has increased. And like I told you, our sales teams give us feedback that basically, if not for the rains, the last 2 weekends, you would have seen a bumper Q2, but now we are waiting for Q3 because all of this will spill over into Q3, and Diwali being a very auspicious time to make or buy a home is also going to assist this process. So, au contraire, you are not seeing any kind of a slowdown in the Uber.
You're saying it's the other, it's the other way, which is you're saying it's accelerating. That is interesting.
Yes, it's true, but I'll tell you, the overall unit sales have gone down to 97,000 versus 107,000. Mumbai and Pune account for still about 48% of the unit sales. And overall, while there's been...
What percentage, Boman, sorry, what percentage of your portfolio is in that, not the 7 crore price mark?
So now, again, a difficult question because we are having many launches come up this year. We kind of did project acquisitions or launches of about 4,000 crores in the first quarter itself. And we've seen a very strong surge in demand in homes that were launched in the Bandra area. So that gives me the confidence that this continues to be a growing segment. And we've also continued to do extremely well in our Mahim sales. There's 180 Bayview, Mahim Matunga sales have done extremely well. Our Versova launch, which is like, again, a premium segment because it's on the water, has seen a great amount of demand and buy.
Can I? It's an unfair question to ask you because you are developing these specific projects and they're doing very well. But broadly, and I've asked you this before, how much of this boom that we saw was related to the wealth effect from stocks going up over the last few years, and stocks now have been flat for the last 1 year. Broadly, they've been big wealth creators as well, but on a broad basis, as some of this runs off in terms of marquee projects, Matunga, for example, is the area which did not have very many high rises. They're coming up now, so it's like a cluster-specific thing. Bandra perhaps is another one, but in terms of direction of travel, Boman, will the pace slow down if just because of the fact that markets have not done well?
I don't have any data that points in that direction, quite honestly. As a matter of fact, all the feedback that comes to me from my team as well as other teams in and around Mumbai, even yesterday I was visiting a fellow developer's high-end development in Worli, and they were pleased as punch about the sales. As a matter of fact, they were telling me that the larger apartments, which would obviously make them a little more expensive, are the ones that are selling out faster, and they're even converting some of the smaller apartments, joining them together and making them larger apartments and selling. So really, I have no answer for you that points in the direction where you're stating about a slowdown.
Maybe it's all the stock sales. Maybe it's all the...
that is something you and I can both debate about. But I've said this before and I'll say it again. Not only am I seeing buyers from Mumbai buying, I'm also seeing especially these high net worth or high priced areas or the high value areas, I'm seeing buyers coming in from all across the country and buying in Mumbai. And if you open the papers on any given day, you've seen the kind of sales that have taken place, in the Andheri belt recently by a developer who came in from Delhi, and they've done phenomenally well, and they're looking at a lot more in this area. We are saying that we are seeing the same kind of results, and I think it's only a matter of a few days. This quarter will also announce itself. And all the listed players who are doing the larger developments will also have a similar story to say.
Okay, all right, Mr. Irani, we appreciate you joining in. You're sounding very gung-ho about demand going ahead as well. And thanks a lot for the suggestion with regard to the BSA 650. I tried the bike out. Quite impressed by it. Thanks a lot. Catch you soon. Thanks a lot, Mr. Irani.
Thank you, Nigel.
Have a good day ahead.